Morning, people. Yeah, I almost forgot that I had something to do today. So, happy Friday and welcome back to another edition of Straight Travel Talk with Helene. And It was just a holiday. So, I know a lot of people were traveling over the past weekend. People are still out and about enjoying their best lives in different parts of the world. So, it was a really great week to think about travel. And then also, I always share little things that I've been reading and things that come from our trainings. And so one thing that they talked about that I really enjoyed was about momentum. And so even if within your specific team, like you may have goals of things that you want to try, and hey, morning, and you want to pursue these things, but you are probably like the only one. And so you want to develop momentum in your group, and like ideally you would like these things like to multiply. You would like your team members to listen to what like the leaders are saying about training, what you're sharing with them about training, and keep that momentum going. And sometimes momentum can be really hard. It's hard to start, but it has to start with you. And so even for me, like my energy is kind of low and I'm just like, okay, travel talk, still do it. But it's easier to get up today and do straight travel talk, just to keep my own momentum going and keep that consistent, as opposed to not show up and do a straight travel talk and then have to pick back up again the next time and apologize for not being here, right? Um, and then so that's one thing that I will share with people who join my team as well. So momentum is always easier to steer than to start. And again, like as a leader, like I'm not trying to be, or the individual is not always trying to be like the one in charge all the time or doing all of the things. Like the goal of leadership is to be able to multiply and have other people surround you who are like-minded, who work the same way as you do, and who can execute the same way or even or better, execute better, do things better than you do. But they probably all have similarities to you as far as maybe some type of way that they work or some types of things that they like to work on. But they can definitely be better than you in the long run at certain things, because that's what you want, right? You don't want to replicate the same things, because people have a lot of amazing skills, and you definitely want to tap into the abilities of others, right? So benefits of building a large team of people around you and working with a lot of other creative people, talented people, because there's so much out there. um yeah, but then as the leader, you drive the momentum, hopefully. And so another part of the reason why I'm here and why we're still doing this series, Straight Travel Talk, is just in order, because I'm speaking to everyone. I'm literally speaking to everyone about travel marketing. And then if like they come to my page and they say, okay, well, she's consistent with like the stuff that she's talking about, she's always talking about it. um so it will go like the extra mile, right? Or at least like ideally it will go the extra mile. But yeah, I definitely want to keep that momentum going. And because it helps your followers follow better. It's just so funny that they said that, but it's true, because like I am here, the last time I had, and I don't think I did a great intro for her, but she's one of our top leaders in our company. She's based here in San Diego as well, and she's a mom and a wife, and she does the business, and she knows 100% of the facts, right? So we have like really great people like that on the team. And so every now and then, when I have some like moment of their time, I'm able to bring them on and they can share more about the business with anyone who's watching. I've been in it for a few years now, but obviously, people with more experience can help guide others who are potentially searching for something that they would like to incorporate into businesses that they already have. or into their life right now if they do not already have a business. So it's always great to be able to like build momentum with other leaders as well. So I'm always really appreciative of their time when they're able to come on, because once I have that momentum with them, it helps anybody else who's interested to follow better. Like they know more about the business, they know more about the rules of the business, and more of the benefits as well. Okay, and then great momentum, um, for great momentum, we need focus. Geez, my battery is always low. I'm on 1%. I may have to run and get my charger so that that my phone doesn't die. Give me 1 second. Sorry, I have to go get my charger. I should always do this before. I apologize. Or have my phone charged. Yes, I'm super unprofessional. This is not great for building momentum. This is not the type of momentum I want to build. Okay. Oh, good. All right. Now we're back on. Sorry about that. I had to run and get my charger. Yeah. But yeah, now my energy is high now. And hey, Zara. We're just talking about building momentum as part of the travel business. And I was just talking about, different ways, different reasons why it's important for the leader to build momentum and keep it going, even when energy may be a little bit low. Hola. I should wave to you. I'm waving back to you. Yeah, because like I was explaining, my energy was a little bit low. Obviously, I had to run and get my charger, so it got like my blood flowing again. But coming on here like bi-weekly to do the straight travel talk, and then sometimes having like our business leadership come on with me when they have free, like some free time, because I know these people are always like super busy, is amazing, because it allows anyone who's following to learn more about the business more in-depthly, so that they can help them guide or make really good decisions, guide them to make a good decision, whether or not to include travel marketing into their lifestyle. I think it fits everyone's lifestyle, so I'll always be promoting it. Obviously, I'm on here every other Friday talking to you about travel, and I'd actually like to hear about your travel. So, Zara, you have any travel plans that you want to share? Are you traveling right now? Feel free to jump on if you want to, and we can talk travel. If not, I'll just keep going. So we talked about momentum is a great exaggerator for teams. And then it talked about focus. And like, ironically enough, I'm reading a book about focus, and just how you just keep your eyes on your goal, and continue to work towards it no matter what. Obviously, we know things like writing down your plan is essential, and make sure it's specific. We hear about SMART goals. One thing that stuck with me this week was when I was reading, they were talking about, or gave an example of somebody like coming and talking through their plan, and at the end of it, the next question was, can you be more specific? And I thought that was great, because we can always write down a plan, and no matter how specific you think it is already, if you ask yourself that question towards the end, you'll be able to like pull something else out of it. So I was like, okay, be more specific about my travel business. Zara says she's always traveling. Okay. Right. Yeah. Especially this weekend, for 4th of July, everybody was out and about. So sometimes it is better to like not travel during the peak times when everybody is there. And obviously, since like we're still like semi COVID, hopefully everybody has, you know, done their part. If they want to get the vaccine, I would recommend it. But I know not everybody wants to get the vaccine. But yeah, like traveling during COVID was very safe because not too many people were at the airports. The planes were super clean. You know, like the flight crews had to do like cleaning like after each flight. All like everybody was like super sanitizer conscious, etc. So during non-peak seasons, it's definitely like a better time to fly for sure. I know like planes were packed. People were taking their first international trips, you know, for the 4th of July weekend, since we're back in style now. So yeah, I kind of agree with you that it can be a little tough traveling during the holiday season. Um, but going back to an element of focus, make sure with everything that you're doing, you see the big picture. And so here we're talking travel. Obviously, I see the big picture. I'm doing my best to grow an international team of travel marketers. I'm speaking to everyone in all different corners of the globe with no fear, and even trying to break some cultural barriers and language barriers. There are people that I think would be like amazing for this business, but I'm just like, hey, I don't really know about your culture. I don't know if I will approach it correctly. Would you like to be the first person on my team? And I just like that goes to speaking about like building diversity again, right? Because like I could limit myself by saying, oh, well, you know, I don't speak Spanish or I don't speak this other language or this other language. But what I'm doing now is reaching out to people who do speak those languages and who are a part of that specific culture that I would like to tap into, and seeing if they would like to be like the forerunners on my team. I definitely believe in diversity, excuse me, and having like making global impact. So like, you know, I'm not even like keeping the cultural or language barriers as anything to stop me from growing this awesome team, because it says the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. And I'm a huge dreamer. And I also know that dreams don't happen unless like you have a plan and then you execute to work towards it, right? Yeah. So with the dreams, I'm definitely putting the effort to do that. So don't mind me when you see me talking all the time. I'm talking to everyone about travel because I'm growing an international team of travel marketers, and we're going to be the bomb. We are the bomb already. People just don't know it as yet. And there are so many people who are prospects. I know it does take a while for people to make a decision, but do so wisely. And I know that we have great leadership within the company. Yeah, and it will take you many, many places, miles ahead in your career, further than you ever expected. I don't know a lot of the people personally, so I can't say, but from the stories that we keep hearing and people just sharing their own testimonies, the business has done wonders for them. And again, like even my friends are asking me, they're like, well, like how are you really gonna do this? You're in science, you have to be in the lab, and you're gonna be a travel marketer when you get, you know, more like deeper into your scientific career. How do you plan to like keep up the travel? Like, are you gonna leave science? What are you gonna do? And I don't, my plan is not to leave science. I'm definitely going to stay in science. But right now, growing my team, this is like a huge formation period of the business. And I believe that putting in the effort right now to build my team is going to be really, really major for like, say, 5-10 years down the road. Okay, so I am giving you guys like all of my time now in hopes that, you know, like the big picture and the vision does come to fruition, so that in the next couple of years I will be able to just more so like guide, you know, and be there for the people who have seen the vision and want to work towards becoming travel marketers. Yeah. Okay. And so, um, sorry, I lost my train of thought, but it's exactly what I was saying about just seeing the big picture and continuing to work towards those goals. And I see some people on, so if you have any comments about travel that you wanted to share, definitely drop them in the comments. If you're traveling anywhere, if you have plans to travel in the near future, or you have any questions about travel, you can drop them in. We'll be here for a few more minutes and I can answer any questions that you have. And then speaking about upcoming travel and then traveling off season, we have our first international travel convention coming up next month, which I'm excited about. So that's not international travel, but it's something. We'll be going to Dallas, and I'm looking forward to it. More so because we get to meet all of the leadership of the travel marketing company, and it's good to be around people who are focused on a similar goal as you are. So like no outside distraction. Really, you just get to focus in on, like the goal of the business, your goals, and then leadership is there to help guide you through, um, you know, ways to make your goals a reality, right? Because that's what we want. We don't want to be like constantly dreaming and constantly just like write down the plan and then find a way to like turn it into reality. That's the thing. All right. I believe that that was most of what I wanted to cover. So I talked about, just a recap for anyone who just joined. And again, if you have any questions, comments, concerns about travel, you can put them in the comments section, and I'll be sure to answer them. If not, it's okay. We're just here to talk about travel. So again, just because we're like wrapping up in a little while, if there aren't any comments or questions, I'm always here every other Friday, excuse me, at Straight Travel Talk, talking about travel marketing. I'm growing an international team of people who are travel marketers from all corners of the globe. If you're seeing this and you know that it would resonate with someone, share this, let them know that I'm here and I want them on my team, and I want awesome people on my team as well, and people who are multifaceted in their skills, like different languages, whatever it is, different cultures, different backgrounds. Bring them. All right, so we're talking about momentum is a great exaggerator. And so you drive the momentum. You, the individual, you drive the momentum in anything that you're doing, because nobody's going to do anything for you. Yeah. So in this instance, travel marketing, I'm growing my team. I drive the momentum. I show up every other Friday and I talk to you about what's happening in the travel industry, tips about travel. I'll take your questions if you have any. And definitely just share things that I've learned throughout the past 2 weeks about travel. And after driving the momentum, you definitely have to focus. We talk about focusing on our goals all the time, seeing the big picture. Do you have a big picture for yourself with whatever it is that you're working on? Can you stay focused on that image, on like the final outcome? Can you, stay committed? Can you put in the work? Can you, still stay positive even though you're not seeing the results as yet? So focus is huge on being able to accomplish your goals, and seeing them through to fruition. And once you have momentum, it helps your followers follow better. So people who are going to be attached to you, like my energy can be low, and then I expect like other people on my team's energy to be high, right? I and maybe even sometimes I have to fake it. Even if like I'm not feeling like 100%, when you show up in front of like the people that you're going to be working with, like that energy, or at least like, even if the energy is low, the passion for something should definitely still be there to drive you to continue to do the work that you're going to be doing. Yeah. And then momentum is easier to steer than to start. And so again, like if we wake up and we have the momentum going, and then the people around us are going to be working towards building our businesses, our ideas, whatever your ideas and dreams are. But as always, in this instance, I'm talking about travel and marketing. It is so much easier to steer and guide. And then, I just like to touch on like travel and golf. We had the US Open out here in San Diego like not too long ago, and I didn't go, but I've always seen like these major events. Like golf is like a major sport. People are going to travel for miles and miles to come and see all of the pros play, and then also for like the festivities around it. So sometimes you watch golf on TV and like you think it's kind of boring, but when you're at a tournament, it's a lot of fun actually, because it's not just about the golf. There are always like a lot of different vendors, and events that they have going on the side. There's always like food, drinks, DJs, like shopping booths, whatever, you name it. They have stuff going on. It's like a fair or something, right? So like they make it really fun for people to be there. And so I was thinking, like, obviously, like these tournaments are huge for San Diego because people come from all over the world to participate in these tournaments, or just to say, hey, I was at the US Open, or I was at the Farmers Insurance Open, or whatever it may be for that city. Those are the two main ones for San Diego, and the Kia Classic for the women up in Carlsbad. So people come, like people travel for these things. So sometimes we talk about specializing in different things. So think about events in your city that you know that people travel a lot for. It could be like basketball games, football, whatever sports fan you are. And, people, like come to that city just for that. That's an element of tourism, because people are going to come, they're going to book hotels, they're going to be renting cars, they're going to be booking flights, whatever it is. They're going to make sure that they're there, right? So just that was on my mind. Events like that, or just think about any other type of events that is a good tourism attraction for your city, and then think about how you can, be part of that. Like, you don't have to go to it if you don't want to, but if it's something that interests you and you see how it works in tourism wise, in your city, think about how you can incorporate stuff like that into your business already. Think it would be really great. So anyhow, that was Straight Travel Talk this week. We talked about momentum, we talked about seeing the big picture, and then we talked about traveling on the off season versus the peak season of travel. And then taking a break when necessary, but always keeping travel and culture in the back of our minds. My personal travel agency is called Gift of Travel, and my tagline is travel with culture at heart. And just one other piece, I've been watching this thing, a documentary that I worked on like a while ago, but back in like East Africa. And, sometimes like you forget things that you've done, or you forget how you were feeling in that moment, and it brought back a lot of memories. And just as far as like being immersed in a culture, even something as simple as the sound of a place can bring back so many memories, and just like make you really realize like, hey, maybe this place is sort of different from another place that I've experienced before. So whenever we do travel, hopefully we're traveling to create cultural memories as well, to remember places for the reasons why they are unique and different and special, and have that resonate with us like throughout the rest of our lives. All right, guys, so you've been great, and thanks for dealing with me and my charger issues, and we'll talk to you next time on Straight Travel Talk. All right, have a great weekend, everyone.